So I went to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Himeji, Hiroshima, basically most of the main spots in Japan. And this video is more or less a guide on not just like spending places that you'd like to go yourself, but I'm also going to include places that I wish I had went and I thought was shit. I'll be honest, like at the very least, like kind of a waste of money. I'm going to have like nightlife, restaurants, like chill spots that honestly you won't find on any guide, because these were just places that I just randomly found out, or that my friends went to, or just randomly found out while walking around. We went to Japan with a good structure that we actually wanted to get shit done, and as much done as quickly as possible. So even though we were there for 3 weeks, I would say we touched everything. Now this guide is specifically for Tokyo. I will have another part 2 for Kyoto after, and then one for Osaka. Himeji and Hiroshima will be like its own like joint video, because even though we got like most of the shit there in like a day or two for each of them. Everywhere else like we spent longer. We're going to start off with necessities. So these are things that you should have before leaving Japan, if you get what I mean. Now, these are things some people missed, some people got, some people lacked. But just know if you're going in a group of people and just one person lacks, basically everybody lacks. So if one person forgot to bring their Suica card, you're going to be waiting for one person to pay at the toll every single fucking time you take the subway, which is legitimately 10 times a day. So you really want to like plan, if you're planning as a group anyway, you really want everybody to actually get their shit together and make sure that they have things like bought and planned out. So just send them this video if you have any lackers in your group that you feel like wouldn't do their research or whatever. A Suica card. That's probably the most important thing, in my opinion. Suica card works for Japan railways and subways, as well as some train stations, but you're going to need something else called the JR Pass for that. But definitely for underground railways, which you'll find in just about everywhere, Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo, use a Suica card. Use that to get around in between prefectures. So if you want to go from Shibuya to Shinjuku, from Shinjuku to Roppongi or whatever, you use the Suica card. Very useful. Use that shit multiple fucking times a day. You don't want to go to Japan without this shit, trust me. One of my friends did lack and forgot to get their Suica card for the trip. This was shit. Not even one, 2 people lacked actually and forgot to get a Suica card before the trip. Now this was a major lack in my opinion. We ended up waiting. Sometimes some people didn't even wait, I can't lie. Me personally, I had to wait because one of them was my younger brother, but some people actually just said, nah, we're good, we're gonna move on. But you know how it is when you have to wait every single time you get on a train for somebody to go. Everybody like just scans their card quickly and is ready to get to another train that's gonna leave in like right now, or else you have to wait like 5 minutes. Now one person has to go pay, and because of that you end up missing the train. You don't want that to happen. I ordered mine online, so that was like, I don't know, maybe like 15 or 20 euro. You order it and then it comes in the mail, and then you scan that on your phone. You scan the physical Suica card on your phone, and that's added to your Apple Wallet. I'm not sure how it works for Android. In fact, I think that's why my brother lacked, is because he had an Android phone. But for iPhones anyway, you can get you can even just get the app, I think, and virtually add the Suica card to your wallet, and then using that, you then top it up and you can use it as you want. Now the next thing you're going to need is a mobile SIM or a Wi-Fi box. Now this is obviously, I feel like, something that most people won't forget to get. Like how you're going to make calls, how you're going to go on social media, how you're going to do this and that if you don't have a Japanese SIM card. Now I'm going to say, like, with how it is now in this day and age, you don't really need a Japanese SIM card if you have Wi-Fi. You can use WhatsApp, Instagram. If you have a Wi-Fi box, which you can also get, there's like the cheaper options to the more expensive options of Wi-Fi boxes. These span from anywhere from like 30, 20 euros or dollars, maybe up to like hundreds of dollars. I think it's like to do with the amount of people that can connect to the box, the latency, like speed of the box and things like that. Me personally, I went for the SIM card and it worked well for most of what I needed to do outside of my hotel room. So if you're looking to watch movies, if you're looking to use, TV shows or watch like, I don't know, like buffered videos or whatever, I wouldn't use it for that. I'd use it just to check social media, just to get calls through on WhatsApp, because they're pretty slow. You can get like really fast, you can get faster SIM cards, but they're a bit more expensive. The one I got was just like 20 euros as well, so that's that. Now the next thing, which kind of ties into that, is a good camera. Now me personally, I have the iPhone 14, so I could take perfectly 4K video pictures and videos, so that worked out fine for me. Some people brought pro cameras, like really expensive ones. Some people vintage cams. If you want, I just personally wouldn't bring a shit Android phone. Like you can bring like the latest Samsung if you want. Like they're decent for pictures, but I wouldn't bring a shit Android quality phone. If that's what you're gonna use to take your pictures, bro, you lacked. My brother did that, and he just kept on begging me to use my phone to take his pictures, which is annoying as fuck. And I have to like then send it over to him after and before. So bring a good phone or bring a good camera if you're going to Japan, man. Now the next thing, which is I think just as important as a Suica card, not way more important actually, is you should check your bank cards on what you actually bring in. Bring a MasterCard. Now you could use Rev, which is perfectly fine. That's what I use. You can make like these virtual MasterCards that you can use, and those work perfectly fine. But Visas don't work. You can't use a Visa card. So it's not that hard to do, but just make sure that you bring a MasterCard, because you can use your Visa for certain 7-Eleven ATMs to get cash, but you can't use it for everything. So if you want to consistently be able to withdraw money from banks and ATMs, etc., then you want to bring a MasterCard. Also, if you want to do like virtual payments, like through card readers or whatever, you want to use a MasterCard for that. Visas don't work for some of them, if not most of them. Okay, now this is a big one, in my opinion. Probably the biggest one on this necessity list in terms of actually enjoying yourself there, which is make sure you book all your events and all your restaurants before you go there. Okay, don't lack on this like at all, because that's massive. A lot of time you go there, and not just like events. Obviously, people are going to book events like Disney Sea, Universal or whatever, because you know those are going to be packed. But there are ones that you don't think are going to be packed that, trust me, they are packed. Like I mean just basic ass restaurants. Like there were certain restaurants that we went to that they just don't accept you if we didn't book like 2 to 3 days to like weeks prior, depending on like how available the restaurant is. So a lot of the time we were eating out, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, other shit fast foods. I wasn't doing that. I was still at least trying to get sushi, but a lot of people just gave up and just started eating McDonald's and shit. So if you're actually going to Japan, make sure you book all your restaurants and shit beforehand. Don't lack on that. Now, other like small little things that you should take, other small little things that you should make sure you take along with you, chargers, adapter, portable chargers, obviously, comfy shoes. You can't lack on comfy shoes. Like I personally wore Yeezys for my entire trip. Those are the most comfortable shoes you can ever wear, but you're going to be doing like 30 to sometimes 40k in terms of steps a day, and if you don't have comfy shoes, you're gonna feel that shit. And there were times where I was carrying like heavy bags for the entire day. So you also want to make sure that you bring like a good small backpack, or I personally had a side bag that was like a fanny pack that was really easy to pull my wallet and like small little things in. Obviously you can bring a smaller little backpack if you're planning to carry along more things. But yeah, just make sure you have some comfortable things, like noting like how much you're actually going to be walking when you go. So yeah, those are basically like the necessities that you need when you're actually going to Japan. Like this counts for Kyoto, Tokyo, Osaka, doesn't matter where you're going. If you have those things, I think you'll be more or less fine when you actually step in. Now, if there's anything I missed out from people that actually went, you can let me know. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned everything that we personally took, and we were completely fine on the trip that we went to. So yeah, next I'm gonna like more or less get into like specifics on things like accommodation, like places I recommend that you can go to, you know, events, nightlife, that kind of thing. So you can go skip through the timestamps if you just want to see just one thing and you've already seen other things. But if you want to see everything, then yeah, you can just stay along and just watch the whole vid. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna go through is accommodation. And what I mean by that is the accommodation we personally went through. I'm gonna have some recommendations if you don't want to go to any of these places, but I'm just gonna list them. Like on the side here or some shit, I don't know. But in terms of like what we went to, I strongly recommend. I think it did the job well, and a lot of them are already some of the best spots you can actually choose to go to in Tokyo for a cheaper budget, except for 1 or 2 places I have that I just decided to splurge a tiny bit. But the first off, to start off, is Villa in Akasaka. Now this spot was the very first place we went to. I think it was amazing. Villa in Akasaka had very good showers, baths. The actual room is really nice as well. It was very well interconnected with the rest of the city. Like I mean like maybe 1 or 2 trains to Shibuya, 2 to 3 trains to everywhere is already very well interconnected in Tokyo. But this place was still very good. Like 13 minutes to Shibuya, 10-15 minutes to Shinjuku. Like very easy transport around. It had very nice restaurants, very like right next to the spot. had like massage parlors, tiny places you could go to, and then the actual like vibes and aesthetic of the spot was very Kyoto-like. I don't know how to explain that, but it wasn't Tokyo-like. It was very buildings, and even the actual hotel was like that as well. So if you're looking for a place that's kind of like that, then you can go there. I almost forgot, I had a very nice onsen too. So that was actually the very first onsen experience we had. The water was hot, not as hot as one onsen experience I'm gonna have in the later part of the video on events, but it had hot water. Like you go in and you're like, god damn, the Japanese people bathe like this every single day. Like you can see why they're so chill, calm, and relaxed. Like if I did that like legitimately, when I came back from Ireland, probably one of the biggest things I missed was like the onsens. So yeah, that was when we first went to Tokyo. Then we went to Kyoto, Osaka. Then on the way back, we stayed in another Tokyo again for like another 3 to 4 days. And this time we stayed at a Kyoko Hotel Ginza for the first 2 days. This hotel was decent. It was a capsule hotel that we stayed in. It wasn't the best capsule hotel. I don't really think it was that well interconnected as well. This one was pretty far away. You needed to take a pretty far train to get there, so I personally would not recommend this hotel. It did have a nice manga section. Like it had a nice manga. It had like a good like computer / net cafe type place for you to eat and dine. And it was capsule hotels, so that you know what you're gonna get with capsule hotels. But it wasn't the best out of the capsule hotel experience, and I'd say it was the same price as some of the other capsule hotels we went to. So I personally would not recommend this. I just thought I'd just mention it, you know, maybe if somebody wants to give it a try. So now the next thing that we did go, that I personally went to with just one other friend, was a place called Blossom Hibiya. Now Blossom Hibiya is, in my opinion, the best hotel that I went to in Tokyo, hands down. Like it had crazy nice view from the actual rooms, where you just look over like all the skyscrapers and like, you know, whole aesthetic of Tokyo, with like a nice window frame. It had like amazing beds, shower, amazing bed, bathroom. The actual like floors, it's like 40 floors. The food there is expensive because it's an expensive spot. I just tried it one time, but the food was amazing as well. Small portions, but amazing. It also had like obviously like luxury hotel type shit, like grand pianos and shit like that. But it didn't feel like a Western. It didn't feel like a Western hotel. It very much still felt like Japanese style authentic. So if you're looking for a posh Japanese style authentic, kind of located dead in the center of Tokyo, so you can go anywhere you want. Expensive, but not crazy expensive, because there's more expensive places than this. This was like, for what we got, like a shared room, like 220 euros for 2 nights as a shared room. So I was there for 2 days and it was only 220 for the experience that we got. I think it was well worth it. Obviously you have capsule hotels that are like 80, 90 euro a night, so it's like double that, but I personally think it was way worth the experience. So after that, we then went to Hiroshima, then we went to Himeji, and then on the way back from Himeji, we then went to Tokyo again, and we were here for 2 days. And this is probably the best capsule hotel out of the 2 that I stayed at. Some people stayed at 3, but most of them would still say this is the best out of the 3. This capsule hotel didn't even feel like a capsule hotel. The only thing that made it feel like a capsule hotel is that there's like a small tiny blinder, like, and just 1 bedrooms, if you get what I mean. But the rooms, like with the beds, were massive. There was lots of space. Lighting was crazy. Shared bathroom was massive with like a really nice shower. It had really nice welcoming people downstairs to help you with anything you wanted. So I really strongly recommend this place if you're looking for a capsule hotel to stay at in Tokyo. Okay, now some people would say this is probably the biggest part of the video. I would agree with them, because if you go to Japan and during the day you pick shitty events to do, or you end up wasting a ton of time on an event that's fucking far away, then you might actually like fuck up your whole trip with still spending a lot of money and spending a lot of time and still not enjoy the trip. So this is actually a very important thing, which is the events you pick to go, or the places you pick to, not even nighttime. I'm talking about just during the day. I'm going to have nightlife like on the next section, I think. But this one is just like basic events that you go to, if you get what I mean. So the first place that we went to was Team Labs. I think I only went to the one in Tokyo. There's another one in Osaka or Kyoto. I actually don't know. I didn't go. The one in Tokyo was amazing. Now, was it amazing because it was the first place we went to in Tokyo? I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I can say that when we went, we genuinely enjoyed it. There was like, it's at the very least amazing for photos. Like you can see a couple of the photos we took. Yeah, like, and there were some things that blew my mind away, I won't lie. That was like, yo, how did they make something like this? Like, they use a lot of illusions and light and things like that to make some of the craziest looking scenery or places that you can take photos in. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely go Team Labs. Me personally, I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna put this on recommend. Now next is Tokyo Tower. Now I think Tokyo Tower is a non-recommend for me. There's just nothing to do there. I think we just went there, we went up and we got a kebab and left. The walk there is annoying, kind of shit. I think maybe if you're cycling it might have been a bit better, but I'm pretty sure Tokyo Tower was in a pretty far away district. So I just remember them being a really crazy walk because we decided to walk instead of take train, and then just like a very shit experience where you just go up. You didn't even get to really see out of anything. I don't even think we went to the very top of the tower, but a lot of the things you can see in Tokyo Tower you can see better in the next place I'm about to say, which is Shibuya Sky. Shibuya Sky was amazing. Here's some more pictures we took there. Like, just the view from the top is crazy nice. You can't see it at nighttime, but I think being there to see the sunset will actually, like, it's an amazing experience. I personally haven't been on a lot of like tall, like high-rise places. Like, I plan to go Dubai, but yeah, like I've been Paris, I've been the Eiffel Tower. I think this was just as tall, if not taller than the Eiffel Tower. Like, honestly, I don't see why people think the Eiffel Tower is so special. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was very nice. I will give this a solid, definitely recommend Shibuya Sky. Yes, I had to change the clothes. This video wasn't done in one sitting. Next is a prefecture. Now, me personally, this is my favorite prefecture because I just thought it was so weird and different, and like it had the most shock value as well, which is actually Akihabara. Now, I'm a huge anime fan, as you can see in the background. Yeah, I came in here kind of just expecting what I thought I would get, which was technology and anime. And that is what you get. You get technology and you get anime, yeah. So there's a lot of like manga stores. There's a lot of really fucking weird shit too. But I'll get to that. But yeah, like, technology wise, you definitely have to go here if you're looking for cheap tech. My friend got like a Nintendo Switch controller for like a tenner or like 20 euro or some shit, compared to like the 80 euros or $80 you get in America. PlayStation, I found a PlayStation 5 for 300 euros or 2 to 300 euros compared to 5 to 600 here. PlayStation controllers way cheaper. My friend got Legend of Zelda just before we went to Tokyo, and that shit put him down like 80 to 90 euros, which is like, I don't know, like $100 or $100. But we found Legend of Zelda down there in multiple stores, by the way, in Akihabara for like 20 to 30 euros. It's actually ridiculous. Like, you'll find like headsets like these Sony XM4s. I bought these like ages ago, by the way, but I found these exact same ones there for like 100 euros, even less. Like, the latest XM5s are way cheaper. You can find like all sorts of technology for cheap shit. So I definitely recommend going to Akihabara if you're just buying technology. For anime stuff, 100% as well. There's figurines, there's really cool like gaming spots where you can do like arcade games. Obviously, like, you find those like in many other places, but it's like concentrated in Akihabara, and it's also really cheap there as well. So if you're looking to do like arcade games for like 1 to 200 yen a pop, definitely go Akihabara. Yeah, then also I was honestly very shocked at the culture that they have in Akihabara. Like, I saw little kids walking around. I'll be so real. Little kids like girls under 18 and shit, like posted up as maids, like posted up like all across like the streets of Akihabara. And personally, not for me, but I thought it was like really strange, like how like much of a disconnect culture-wise it is like there to here, like how weird that would be here. And I'm not saying I'm not advocate for that at all, but like looking at how like people were just walking by them, like as if it was just a completely normal ass thing, I was like, what the fuck? And I remember walking past them and I was like, yo, we should ask them if they're over 18. And they'll just ignore you straight. They won't answer you. They wouldn't even allow you to take pictures or record them because they know they're not over 18 and they don't want their parents to find out. So, but I did like ask like around nighttime, one random, like this is when we were leaving, it was like later in the night. I did randomly ask like a group of like 4 or 5 of them. And I was like, yo, how old are you girls? and they were like 27, 28. So maybe I just don't know how Asians look, and Asians just be mad young looking. But I'm gonna banter that at least one or two of them was lying, because 27, 28 when they were looking, how they were looking is absolutely ridiculous. Next are some parks, like National Garden. I came here for a jog one time. The scenery is like kind of similar to a lot of scenery you see in any park, but I think it was like a nice change of pace to just see some natural type shit. There's some like nice Japanese authentic styles to that park type scenery, so I would go there just to experience that. Next is for anime niggas. So there's like obviously like a couple spots like from anime that you can visit in Tokyo. The only place that I went to was Shelter Spot, which is like, I can't remember the district, but I will put it like in words here. But yeah, it's like a spot where it was very far away from our accommodation. It was like it was like an hour, which is crazy with how well connected the transport system is. Mostly it was like 20 minutes to get in between places, like an hour and a half of like moving in between trains to get there. But I remember like the spot was really nice because right next to there is actually the JoJo bar, which was sadly closed when we got there, but we did manage to get one or two pictures. The owner was really nice, even though they closed up, he allowed us to take a couple pictures of the spot. But yeah, there's like a shelter place where they have shelter from Butchino Rock, by the way, where it's like a concert and they have like drinks. They have a lot of musicians coming in, like performing like live music and like rock type shit. I'm personally not into rock. I'm obviously more into hip hop or R&B, that kind of shit. But I know my friend was there before I was, and he said that they had one crazy performance that actually made him say, "Yo, that maybe these mosh pits are a little bit like more than what you actually thought they were." And you know, the one that I was there at wasn't too bad. Not for me, it was a bit too loud, but I thought it was fun. So there's also other spots as well, obviously like the Hajime no Ippo gym, spots in like A Silent Voice. But I'm not sure if they're in Tokyo. My friend visited like all these spots. I'm gonna link this video down below. It had like all the anime spots I visited. But yeah, like all these spots are not, I don't think they're in Tokyo, and if they are, they're like edge of Tokyo, where you actually have to take one crazy transport ride to get there. So yeah, next is a little bit of a strange one, which is the Muscle Girl Cafe. Now this is another DGen spot. I honestly don't really want to mention it, so I'm just going to say, if you're looking to get gains before going to Japan and motivate yourself to get like free drinks and more photos, then definitely, because this was like a huge motivator for all of us to hit the gym multiple times, to hit the gym like nearly every day before we went to Japan. But if you can hit like a rep of like 100 with a machine anyways, they give you like these tickets that you can use to get free shit, like free drinks. You get really nice photos there. Some of the girls there are hench. Like by hench I mean like strong. Like it's based purely on like strong women, or like strong like muscle type women. And I can't lie, the rewards that they give you, they'll do some weird shit. Me personally, I'm not about that. But I know a couple niggas that were getting slapped in the face, getting like lifted up, all sorts of weird shit. Now next we have Disney Sea. I personally didn't go here because we already went Universal, and I was like, Disney Sea is just the worst Universal. I would personally just go Universal and not go Disney Sea. But if you're looking for like a water theme park, then sure, be my guest, go Disney Sea. We just like had other things that we wanted to do, and it just wasn't really aligning with like visiting multiple, like they take time, take money. You're legit waiting in lines for hours unless you do fast pass, and fast passes are usually like just one ride or two rides in like the entire theme park. So me personally, for the time they're worth, I don't think amusement parks are worth it unless you go to like only like the best one with the best rides. Like there's a ride I'll mention in the Universal Studio Park in Osaka later. That was amazing. Like that, I wish I could go on that ride again. So I think those were like all the events that we did in Tokyo. I think the next thing I'll talk about is nightlife, which I'm sure niggas are curious about. I think Tokyo, in my opinion, I'm gonna be very quick with this. Straight up, Tokyo had the worst nightlife out of all three of the districts that we went to, and we actually like attended nightlife events for, which was Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo. Definitely had the worst nightlife. Kyoto had the best. I'll mention all that in the Kyoto video. Osaka had good shit as well. Not as good as Kyoto, but good shit. So I'll mention that in the Osaka video too. But Sadly, I think Tokyo had the worst. Maybe Tokyo is a massive place with a lot of shit to do. So I want to believe we just didn't go to the right spots because there's just so many fucking districts and so many places. Like I feel like Roppongi probably had amazing places since it's known as a nightlife district, but we just didn't go there. Instead, we decided to go to a place called Zero Tokyo, which is the most bougie waste of money I've ever been to in my life. It is legitimately like on a design perspective and just like pure club perspective, it was amazing. Like it had an amazing, well put together club where you can just like actively say, "Yo, this is like an expensive club." But other than that, it just didn't have any of the it didn't have any of the elements that were in the cheaper clubs that were in Kyoto and Osaka. Drinks are like 2 times more expensive, and then like they had like expensive artists come in that I legitimately did not give a fuck about or know who the fuck their names were. So me personally, I would not at the very least recommend Club Zero unless you are that type of person, you have money, you have like status, and you're like, yo shit, let me actually go to this type of shit and I don't know, spend money I guess. But I did get recommendations of like people I met there, some girls I was talking to on Bumble, etc. So there's this place called Giraffe that we never got a chance to go to in Tokyo that is apparently a very nice club that has like more Afro. If you're looking for like hip hop Afro type beat type shit, you would go there. Like hip hop Afro type beat is in every club. It's in Club Zero. They have spots for that, okay? But nobody's really vibing with it, if you get me. Like people would rather listen to like techno type shit or Japanese pop type shit. Like there's very few people on the actual hip hop section, and when they're actually there, it kind of feels disconnected, like no one's really enjoying themselves. So if you want to actually like have fun, I heard that Giraffe is a better spot. And then there's like, I will say Tokyo has nice bars, like really, really nice bars, like, and they're all like well aesthetically designed. Like I already mentioned Golden Guy, but I mean like if you're just like walking around looking for bars, like you will find some chill nice spots that you can never find in like countries like Ireland or Europe or wherever the fuck you are. But yeah, like I have like a couple recommendations again that I'm gonna have here that we went to. I'd love to talk about all these in detail, but I would legitimately be here for like a 10-hour video, so I can only link them and like you do your own research type shit. Now I'm not going to mention things like strip clubs because we never went into any of them, though I do have a story of us like oh my god, there's like Nigerian uncles that will like walk around Shibuya, Shinjuku, and they're like, because Nigerians own that spot, by the way, like black people own that spot, like they own like a lot of the strip clubs there. So like they'll come to you and they'll be like, yo, you want to come here, you want to see some titties, you want to see some ass, and you know, you walk up with them, and a lot of the time they will bring you to these places, but you'll have to pay like crazy amount of money. Like I remember we were just curious and we were like, yo, where's this Nigerian uncle gonna bring us? So we followed him and he brought us to like one weird ass strip club where it was like women like that were like 50, 60 years old, and we were like, yeah, nah, we're good. And then we were about to hop out, and then he brought us to another strip club after, and the girls were way not as old. They were like 20s, 30s, like they looked are older, but they like, we're not really into strip clubs in the first place. We were just curious, so we dipped. But he was like, I remember he said one price like 10,000-20,000 yen. Me personally, I wouldn't go to any like strip clubs here. But if you're looking for that kind of thing, it is definitely there. If you're looking for prostitution, if you're looking for massage, that kind of shit, it's definitely all in Tokyo. Me personally, I didn't touch any of that shit. God knows on my heart I didn't touch that shit. But if you do decide to touch it, it's all there. Like that, you will never find that kind of shit in Ireland. I don't know how it is in US because I've never been there, but you will never find that shit in Ireland. It is there in fucking Japan, man. Actually, just one last thing. I do think that there's a little bit more of a disconnect with black people when it comes to how they treat us versus white people, if you get me. So like what I mean is, you'll find people coming up to people saying massage, or you'll find the only people that will talk to you are Nigerian uncles, basically. Like a lot of girls that are in prostitution, that kind of shit, they'll talk with only people that are Japanese, and they'll only be looking for people that are Japanese, so they won't be looking for your black ass, bro. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that at the end, because there's the ass niggas in this world, man. Okay, so next I thought I'd touch on something that was pretty much a very shit for us in our time when we were there, which was haircuts. You won't find, as a black person, you will not find a barber shop there in Tokyo at the very least, unless you know people, because Asian people do not cut black people hair. They fucking don't, man. If you go into any Asian barber shop, they will straight kick you out. They'll be like, yo, sorry, we don't do your hair. So like a lot of us legitimately spent 3 weeks without getting a haircut. Me and my brother personally found like a crazy ass low key spot that I'm gonna recommend real quick if you're looking for a haircut there. Now this place is so like American-esque. It's actually crazy. It's called Brooklyn Store Tokyo. I'm gonna have like, I'll link their IG in the description probably, but it is so like, if you're looking for a spot to take you away from Tokyo and into like that kind of New York Brooklyn type vibe, because I know a lot of black people in Tokyo. You'll also meet a lot of black people there if you're looking to find those type of people. You'll legit, we met a baller there that plays basketball for Japan, not like for the Japanese team, but he plays in their league, and he said that the money is good there as well. So if you're looking for like to meet black people, to get like to kind of like shift away from that Japanese vibe and just like find a nice chill spot, I definitely recommend checking out this barbershop. Now their costs are a bit expensive. It was like 30 to 40 euro for a haircut, which is fucking crazy. Like here in Ireland it's like 20 or 15, but I did hear that in the US those are like, that's the price of haircuts in the US. And honestly, the cut was average. It was average as fuck. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but it was the best that we got. And I think if you're there for a long time and you can't find a good shop, then yeah, definitely check this place out. Me personally, I'm a coffee drinker, so I love coffee. I don't just love coffee, I love cafes. I like the vibe there. I like getting work done there. So if you're looking for spots in Tokyo, you can obviously just look this up. It's such an easy Google search. But at least compared to Ireland, the cafes there are fucking like on top. Like the most chill spots, like environment wise. Like Japan is such an aesthetically pleasing place, and you'll see that shit in the cafes straight away. So yeah, I'm gonna recommend like a couple cafes you can go to, especially if you just want like chill spots. Like there's some nice places in Kyoto too, but this is just like a Tokyo part, so I'll mention those in the Kyoto video as well. But yeah, here's like just a couple spots you can check out if you're looking to like just chill, get a nice drink, do some work done if you're like, you have some spare time or some shit. But I feel like if you watch this video and you go and you're planning for Japan, you'll definitely have a good time. Trust me, you'll have a good time. Japan is great fun. It has like amazing places, great spectacles. It's not as expensive as you think. Some people like legit spend less than 3K for the whole trip. Me, I spent a lot because I'm looking to enjoy the trip. But a lot of people enjoyed it even with like a low fund. Like you can legit enjoy the trip, just hop in capsule hotels. Yeah, I'll have another video out for Kyoto and Osaka. So if you're looking out for that kind of shit, please subscribe. I'm not gonna have those videos out probably anytime soon. But if they're already out and you're watching this video, then yeah, make sure you sub. You can check out the videos down in the description below. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, stay tuned for future parts on Kyoto and Osaka.